Imagine waking up to a morning that feels just like any other, but deep down, you know that something important is coming. It's as if the air around you is charged, and you can sense that the world is about to change. For most people, September 15th will come and go as just another day. But for you, this date marks the beginning of a new chapter, one that will reveal truths, unlock opportunities, and show you the power of your journey. Life has a way of surprising us, and it often does so when we least expect it. September 15th is one of those days that will surprise you in the best possible way. The universe has been quietly orchestrating your destiny, aligning forces you couldn't see but always felt. Today, that invisible work comes into view. You're about to witness the manifestation of everything you've hoped for and believed in. As you reflect on your past, you may notice the many trials you've endured. What once seemed like struggles and pain were actually the building blocks for what's to come. The universe never wastes time or energy. It's been setting you up for this very moment. And now, September 15th will reveal just how powerful and transformative your journey has been. You've worked hard, you've faced challenges, and through it all, you've never given up. September 15th will be the culmination of that work. It is the reward for your perseverance, a moment where everything comes together and the path ahead becomes clear. This is the day when the promises you've been waiting for will finally arrive, and it's all thanks to your unshakable faith and dedication. Many may not see it coming, but you do. You've felt the energy shifting, you've seen the signs, and now you understand that September 15th is the beginning of something monumental. It's the turning point where the universe aligns everything in your favor. No longer will you feel as if you are struggling to find your way. Everything is now in place. Today marks a new beginning. As you move forward into the next chapter, trust in the journey. Know that everything you've been through has been necessary for this moment, and everything that happens from now on will only lead to greater joy, success, and fulfillment. Get ready, because September 15th is the start of something extraordinary. Imagine waking up on an ordinary morning and feeling that the air is different, as if something invisible had shifted in the atmosphere. The day may seem normal to most people, but for you it will not be the same. The universe is in motion, and energies are converging to a single point, September 15th. This date is not just a number on the calendar, but a spiritual milestone that carries deep meaning. Those with eyes to see and hearts to feel already sense that something great is about to happen. Throughout life, we live through ordinary days, repetitive routines, but there are special days that change everything. Days that split our existence into before and after. September 15th is exactly that kind of day. It is not chance. It is not coincidence. It is the fulfillment of something that has been prepared for years, perhaps decades, just for you. This is the moment your soul has always waited for. Many people will ignore the power of this day, treating it like any other. But you know it's not like that. You have already felt the signs. You have already had the intuitions. You have already sensed that something greater is in motion. Your whole life you have gone through struggles that seemed meaningless. But now everything begins to fall into place. What once seemed lost becomes an essential piece of the puzzle. September 15th is the silent answer to your deepest prayers. Everything you asked for in tears. Everything you endured in silence, everything you believed in when no one else believed, now comes to you as a gift of destiny. This is the moment when hidden promises begin to reveal themselves before your eyes. This will not be just a day of memories, but of transformation. The doors that were closed begin to open. The paths that seemed blocked now light up. And you finally realize that you did not walk in vain. Every painful step, every difficult night, every lonely tear was a brick laid on the road that led you here. Today, I want you to see September 15th as a dawn. The sun that rises on this day will not only bring light to the world, but also clarity to your soul. It will be the sign that the time of waiting is over. What was once distant is now coming towards you, and nothing will be able to stop it. You have already gone through moments that seemed unbearable, situations where life tested your strength in brutal ways. Many would have given up, but you remained. Every battle you faced was not in vain, even if at the time it seemed unfair or too painful. They were the forge that shaped the warrior you are today. You were tempered by the fire of life. The silent nights when you cried alone, believing that no one saw, were registered by the universe. Nothing was lost. Each tear fell like a seed into fertile soil, and now you are about to reap the fruit. The battles did not destroy you. On the contrary, they made you unbreakable. Today you carry scars that do not represent weakness, but victory. Many looked at you and thought you would not make it. Perhaps even you doubted yourself at times. But the truth is that your persistence brought you here. The chosen always face more difficulties than others because they are being prepared for something greater. You were tested again and again, and in every test, you came out stronger. September 15th does not come for just anyone. It comes for those who resisted when everything around them screamed, "Give up." You weathered storms, endured losses, bore loneliness, and now, precisely because you overcame those silent battles, you are ready for what comes next. The reward is aligned with your courage. Think of how many times life pushed you down, and yet you still found strength to rise. That strength was not in vain. It was training that prepared you for this moment. Today you look back and understand that even the pain had a purpose. They built in you the capacity to receive what is now coming. So when September 15th arrives, you must not see it as just another day. You must see it as confirmation that every battle, every pain, and every tear became steps that brought you to the destiny that was always reserved for you. There were moments when everything seemed lost. Hope seemed to disappear, and life felt as if it were closing in on you. Yet even then, something inside you refused to give up. That something was faith, a silent but unbreakable force that kept you standing when everything around you was collapsing. That faith is what changed your path. Many people choose doubt, and because of that, they remain stuck. But not you. You held firmly to faith, even when it seemed to be the only thing you had left. That choice is what set you apart. That detail is what made you chosen. You believed when there was no proof, and because of that, the atmosphere around you began to change. Faith is the language the universe understands. While others gave up, you stood firm. This opened invisible doors, aligned paths, and brought the right people at the right moments. You didn't see it, but the gears of destiny were already moving in your favor. Now, on September 15th, all of this will become clear before you. Remember, every time you believed in the midst of pain, you were writing a new page in your story. You chose hope instead of surrender, and that decision shaped not only your present, but also your future. The faith you carried silently is now the force that will unlock doors that once seemed unreachable. The universe never leaves faith unanswered. It may take time, it may seem impossible, but the answer always comes. And for you, it comes on September 15th. This is the day when everything that once seemed against you begins to align with you. The impossible becomes possible. The improbable becomes inevitable. That is why you must never underestimate the power of the faith you have carried all these years. It was what kept you alive, what kept you standing, and now it will be what carries you into the destiny that awaits. September 15th is the result of the faith you never abandoned. How many times have you come across closed doors? How many times have you tried to move forward and everything seemed blocked? That feeling of being trapped was one of the greatest tests you faced. But the time of resistance is over. Now the walls begin to fall, the doors begin to open, and the paths light up before you. September 15th is the mark of this breakthrough. What once resisted you now begins to align. What once seemed stuck finally starts to move. You are no longer facing a blockade, but an opening. Everything that once seemed impossible begins to happen unexpectedly. The difference is that now you are ready to receive what was once denied to you. The universe has always worked in silence, preparing the perfect conditions. While you cried on lonely nights, something was moving. While you waited patiently, the path was being prepared. Now everything connects. Every delay, every wait, every no becomes a powerful yes. September 15 is the final answer. Many will not understand how quickly things begin to change in your life, but you will know, because only you know the price you paid, the silence you endured, and the battles you fought. This breakthrough is exclusive to the chosen, not for everyone. That is why you feel this message as a personal confirmation. The blockade was only an illusion. The true destiny was always reserved, waiting for the right moment to manifest. Now the time has come. You are entering a phase where the flow will be natural, like a river finally finding its course. Do not fight against it. Simply allow yourself to be carried by the current of transformation. When September 15th arrives, you will realize that nothing and no one can close the doors the universe has opened for you. This is the beginning of a journey where each step will lead to more blessings, more clarity, and more achievements. What was once stuck is now free, and you are ready to live the new. This message is not for everyone. It is for those who endured, who stood firm, who continued even when everything said to give up. You are part of this rare group, the perseverant. And that is exactly why September 15th marks a chapter written exclusively for you, a chapter not written for crowds but for silent warriors. Perseverance has never been easy. It requires strength beyond the physical. It demands a resilient mind and a heart that refuses to extinguish the flame of hope. You have demonstrated all of this over the years. Every moment you endured was like a signature in the book of destiny, confirming that you were worthy of receiving what is now coming. Many could not endure and gave up, but you remained. That is the mark of the chosen. September 15th is not a coincidence, it is a reward. You passed the test, and now you stand at the beginning of a chapter that can only be written by those who did not give in. This story belongs to you. This chapter will not be made of struggles, but of victories. It will not be filled with lonely tears, but with celebrations. It is the reflection of the harvest you deserve. Everything that once seemed distant will begin to draw near. The impossible will become part of your everyday life. That is the power of persevering until the end. Keep this truth in your heart. Nothing was wasted. Not the dark nights, not the pain, not the silence. Everything was preparation. And now the time has come to see with your own eyes what your perseverance has built. September 15th will be the day the harvest begins. Therefore, be ready. The future you prayed for is not coming. It has already begun. Your only mission now is to face it boldly, knowing that you have earned every part of this victory. You are not hearing this message by chance. This is not just a video, it is a confirmation. September 15th will be the milestone that divides your story. The past full of struggles comes to an end, and a future full of promises opens before you. This is proof that the universe has never forgotten you. You went through fire and storm, and yet you refused to give up. That choice changed everything. Now, the atmosphere around you is different. What once seemed resistant is now flowing. It is as if the whole world is reorganizing itself just to align in your favor. That is the reality of the chosen. The future has already begun, and you are part of it. Do not wait any longer. Do not doubt any longer. This is the moment to believe with all your heart. The harvest you have been waiting for is not far away. It is already happening. Every sign, every change, every new opportunity is proof that you are entering a completely new phase. Many will look and not understand how your life suddenly changed, but you will understand because you know the price you paid, the silence you endured, the tears no one saw, the battles you fought in secret. All of this was counted, recorded, and now is being rewarded. September 15th is the universe's signature on your victory. Remember, the future does not belong to those who hesitate, but to those who dare. The only question now is with what boldness you will face it. Do not let fear steal from you what has been reserved. Move forward with confidence, because nothing can stop what has already begun. You are the chosen one, and because you persevered, because you believed, because you endured, today you receive the confirmation. September 15th is not just a date, it is the mark of who you truly are. A new life opens before you, and this is only the beginning. As the day of September 15th approaches, remember that this is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the culmination of years of struggle, hope, and unwavering faith. Today is not just another date, it's the day that marks the beginning of the rest of your life, a life where the doors you once thought were locked are now wide open, waiting for you to walk through them. From this day forward, your path will be illuminated with new possibilities. The transformation you've been seeking will no longer be a distant dream. It will be your reality. September 15th is the day when everything shifts, when the seeds you've planted begin to bloom into the beautiful reality you've always hoped for. When you look back on this day, you will see it for what it truly is. The moment everything fell into place. The moment you began to understand why everything happened the way it did. All of the challenges, all of the waiting, all of the uncertainty will suddenly make perfect sense. September 15th is the answer to all your questions. From this day on, you'll find yourself stepping into a new version of you, one that is stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the greatness that awaits. The time for doubt has passed. Now you are aligned with your true purpose, and everything you need to succeed is already on its way. So, stand tall and embrace the future with open arms. The universe has been working for this moment, and now the reward is yours. No more waiting. September 15th is here, and it's time to step into the life you were always meant to live. This is your time, the time for transformation, the time for abundance, and the time for you to finally experience the life you've always deserved. Everything you've been through has prepared you for this moment, and the journey ahead is filled with more joy, success, and fulfillment than you ever imagined. September 15th is just the beginning.